The fourth gateway is taste, and associated with the second chakra, although closely linked with our emotions, as feelings like food come in a variety of flavours. Rasa, the Ayurvedic word for taste, also means emotion or mood. Only when we have the experience of all 6 tastes do we feel completely satisfied after a meal. Likewise, fulfillment in life comes through exploring the full range of our emotional expression. If one emotion is excessively predominant, whether we are too sweet or too bitter, our relationships with others may not be that fulfilling. On the other hand, if we are comfortable expressing our full emotional repertoire, we are capable of having more meaningful interactions. Looking at the chart now, notice which flavours are a regular part of your emotional menu, and which flavours you may not be fully acknowledging or embracing. So let's take a closer look at the 6 tastes now. So sweet, or madhura in Sanskrit, is the taste of energy. The sweet taste comprises the vast majority of our diets. It is the main taste in starchy foods like breads, pasta, potatoes and rice. Meat and fats are also sweet, as are sugar, honey and molasses. Sweet has a nutritive, soothing effect on the physiology. It brings about satisfaction, and of course it can build body mass. Then there's sour, or amla in Sanskrit. It's the taste of acid. The sour taste is found in citrus fruits, yogurt, cheese, tomatoes, pickles and vinegar. Because it stimulates the production of stomach acid, it is stimulating to the appetite and aids in digestion. The sour taste is beneficial for those trying to enhance a sluggish appetite, but may be irritating to those suffering, say, from heartburn. Then there is salty, which is labana, and that is the taste of the ocean. The salty taste is found in sauces or salted meats and fish, and of course on table salt. It enhances appetite, it stimulates the digestive juices and makes other tastes more delicious. Then we have a pungent, or katu, which is a spicy taste, and it's found in hot peppers, salsa, ginger, radishes, mustard, cloves, horseradish and most cooking spices. Pungent foods enhance the appetite and improve digestion. As your experience in any Indian restaurant will tell you, the pungent taste also promotes sweating and it can clear the sinus passages. So this taste is helpful to those trying to increase the metabolism, but the heat may aggravate an existing fire or pitta imbalance. Then there's bitter, or tikta. This taste is found in green leafy vegetables like broccoli or kale, sprouts, beets and celery. Bitter foods are depleting and detoxifying to the system. The bitter taste promotes weight loss, but if eaten in excess may cause some gas or indigestion. Then there is the astringent taste, kasya. Taste is found in things like legumes, beans, pulses, tea, apple, grapes, skins, pomegranates and cauliflower. Astringent foods compact the system. It's good to include a variety of colours in your daily diet, recognising that the colours of foods are the result of specific health enhancing natural chemicals. Consume a multicoloured diet each day to get a broad spectrum of nutritional support. For example, the deep pigments in plant foods are dense in vitamins, minerals and beneficial phytonutrients. Modern nutritional science is providing increasing validation of the principles of Ayurveda. We now understand that through the plant kingdom nature has provided us with an abundance of health enhancing substances. The table shows examples of powerful beneficial phytochemicals present in common foods, herbs and culinary spices, along with their primary flavours. Cooking with spices and herbs can alter the food's effect on your body and can improve its digestibility. These natural remedies are not designed to treat any diagnosed health conditions, but may be included as part of your eating ritual. So to kindle your appetite, you could eat a few pieces of freshly sliced ginger sprinkled with lemon about 15 minutes before meals. Or to alleviate excess stomach acidity, you can cook with cooling herbs such as cumin, coriander, fennel, cilantro, and you may also drink 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons of aloe vera juice or a cup of licorice tea about half an hour before meals, because this will help too. To decrease gas and bloating, you can cook with aromatic herbs like cinnamon, cardamom and bay, and chew roasted fennel seeds after each meal. So there's quite a few different things that you can choose to do to help with digestion. To balance the doshas, you can use the following combinations. So if you use the sweet, sour and salt, the triple S combination, this balances vata, and because it slows down your metabolism. And then if you use bitter, pungent and astringent, this balances kapha because it speeds up your metabolism. For a pitta imbalance, if you combine astringent, bitter and sweet, because this reduces inflammation. So, and this is both for the physical and subtle body, so it influences both the emotions and the physiological responses within the body. I think it may also be beneficial to touch on the issue of animals, as the situation in Vedic times was somewhat different to how it is today with regards meat and dairy being a large part of the Western diet. There is no comparison between animal foods and plant foods when it comes to providing immune boosting and cancer fighting nutrients. Animal foods are either exceedingly low or devoid of antioxidants and tend to offer concentrated amounts of individual nutrients like protein or calcium, while being deficient in many others. By contrast, plant foods are rich in antioxidants and provide a wide spectrum of vitamins, minerals and other health promoting nutrients. And it is only plants that contain powerful substances called phytochemicals that we looked at before, which scientists are now discovering protect us from cancer, heart disease and an array of other serious illnesses. Plants are also the primary source of all minerals in our diet. Minerals are derived from the earth and make their way into the food supply via plants. The only reason animal foods contain any minerals at all is because the animals eat plants, or they eat animals that eat plants. And plants offer our only sources of dietary fibre, which binds in our intestines with fat, cholesterol and environmental pollutants and disease-causing hormones to eliminate those dangers from the body. Fibre also decreases intestinal transit time and promotes healthy bowel elimination. Protein is an extremely misunderstood food. First, you should know that plants contain protein and all of the essential amino acids needed to build it. Secondly, animal foods are not necessary to get the protein your body needs. Indeed, all the protein you need and more can be easily derived from plant foods alone. The World Health Organization some time ago recommended that men, women and children get about 5% of their calories from protein. But in the Western world, most people are consuming 6 to 10 times as much protein as they need. All that excess protein overworks the liver and kidneys, causing both to become sometimes enlarged or injured. Excess protein consumption also causes the kidneys to pull large quantities of calcium from the body, causing bones to weaken and kidney stones to form. Scientists have found that animal proteins are particularly damaging to the body because so many of their amino acids contain sulfur, which is far more toxic to the liver and kidneys than vegetable proteins. One of the most time-honoured approaches to healing kidneys and liver, in fact, is a low protein diet, especially a diet low in animal proteins. When the protein content of the diet drops, kidneys are strengthened and very often healed. Carbohydrates are our primary source of energy and provide energy for red blood cells and certain cells of the kidneys, and they're the preferred fuel of the central nervous system, including the brain. Fat, on the other hand, is a secondary source of energy that can be used by some tissues, such as the muscles, but is more often stored for use in times of famine. Humans were designed by nature to crave carbohydrates. With their unique combination of sweet flavour, energy and nutrition, carbohydrates regulate our hunger drive. There are no carbohydrates in red meat, poultry, fish, shellfish or eggs, and in most dairy products. They contain very little, if any. Unprocessed plant foods like brown rice, potatoes, squash, broccoli, etc. are loaded with complex carbohydrates, long chains of sugars that must be broken down inside your intestine before they can be used as fuel. The process of digesting these complex carbohydrates is slow and methodical, providing a steady stream of fuel pumped into your bloodstream as long-lasting energy. Cholesterol is needed for many critical cellular functions, so both are part of a normal healthy body. Having said that, the body produces all the cholesterol it needs, and as for fat, plants already contain adequate amounts, and only plants make the essential fatty acids your body needs to function. What's more, plant foods never contain cholesterol. Animal foods, on the other hand, provide too much fat, especially the most harmful kind, saturated fat, which damages the arteries and causes heart disease and stroke. Even poly and monosaturated fats found in large amounts in vegetable oils and fish have been shown to depress the immune system, increase bleeding and promote cancers, especially those of the colon, the prostate and breast cancer. Because all fats are easily stored by the body, too much dietary fat makes people overweight and lays the foundation for a host of other problems like heart disease, cancer and adult onset diabetes. When applying the Ayurveda approach to food, it is worth knowing that plant foods are the most abundant sources of nutrition on earth. Nutrients are the raw materials your body needs to function properly and can generally be split into two types: the ones your body can make by itself and the ones it can derive only from your food. The latter are called essential nutrients to us. There are 13 essential nutrients or vitamins. 11 are made in abundance by plants. The two that are not produced by plants are vitamins D and B12, both of which are stored in your tissues for long periods of time. You'll get enough vitamin D with adequate exposure to the sunlight, and B12 can be supplemented. B12 is unique amongst the vitamins. It is only made by certain bacteria, but humans cannot absorb the B12 made in their guts, as it is made in the colon, which is too far from the small intestine where absorption of B12 occurs. Ruminants such as cows and sheep absorb B12 produced by bacteria in their guts. Feces are a rich source of vitamin B12, and many species including dogs and cats eat feces, although this is not something I'd recommend. This is the only supplement required if you choose not to eat meat, as this cannot be obtained through a plant diet, and there may be a downside to actually taking other nutrients that aren't required. Anyway, in the last section of this course there are a number of trailers about available documentaries or films created to educate us on the effects of different types of food on the body. If you are interested in your own health and longevity, and I'm assuming you are if you're working through this course, then it will be worth looking through the clips to see which films resonate with you. We literally are what we eat, and we get to choose for the most part whether we increase our chances for good health, longevity or not. They also take a look at how our choices impact the planet that we depend on, and whether our choices are sustainable for ourselves, our children and their children.